Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Blue, and this is the channel where we find the truth, seek understanding, and be the light. And we're here with another episode of the Average Star Podcast. Here we're going to be talking about basketball culture and the entertainment life and what happens when you try to speak over what it is your job is supposed to be. We're also going to be talking about rap music, the culture, and how it affects the community. And we're also going to be talking about overcoming the system and seeing what is living in the system and how living life actually really means. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. All right, y'all. So, of course, I got to bring in a special guest every time when I do these type of podcasts. And we got somebody that I know for a very, very long time, since diapers. He lives in New Jersey. I live in Georgia. I'm just going to go ahead and bring him in. I'm bringing in my homeboy, D-Most. What's going on, my dude?
What's happening? Like BG said, what's happening?
Straight cloud, man. Never fails. How you been? How you living?
I'm good, Blue. How are you?
Not too bad. Just chilling. Life is feeling the way that life is. Everything is looking up. New baby on the way, so things are gonna be on a big shift.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I hear the topics. I'm excited. Let's get right into this, bro.
All right, man. So first off, I just want to let people know who is D-Most and where does your podcast live?
Well, I am D-Most from Doing the Most Podcast. You can find me on IG, Facebook, pretty much wherever social media is at. And my channel is Doing the Most Podcast on YouTube too. Yeah, man, listen, my podcast is very comedy based. Mm-hmm. And, when in this comedy world, sometimes you rub people the wrong way. And recently I rubbed YouTube the wrong way. And, they blocked the homie for about a year or something like that. I can't even go live. So, I think they might have lifted it and stuff like that. So a lot of crazy stuff been happening from social media all the way to YouTube. So right now I'm starting to tone things down, not try to offend people, and just find a different way to entertain people, make them laugh and feel good, and try not to get blocked. So we here, though.
Hey, I feel it, man, because the last thing I need is for this live to be blocked.
I try to hold my tongue. I try to hold it, man.
All right. So based off of our lifestyles, like I mentioned, we known each other since diapers. Yep. Like when I used to live in New Jersey, and life has taken us in two different directions, almost two completely different worlds, one would say. So based off these different lifestyles, where do you think we're going to agree, and where do you think, or where do you already know we're going to bump heads?
Nah, for sure we're going to bump heads on a lot of topics because, our mindsets are totally different. Now there's going to be things that we possibly agree upon, but yeah, it's finna be crazy in this like, you feel me? So, that's what it is.
All right, fair enough. So let me just ask one question before we get into our first topic.
Okay.
What's one belief that you had 5 years ago, that you held 5 years ago, that you completely flipped on now?
Oh, shit. God damn. I'm on drugs right now. This nigga done hit me with some shit. Something I believed in 5 years ago. I was at people tell you who they are, they show you who you are. Believe that. Yeah, back in the days, I was thinking like, oh man, I could change a person, I could help them. No. Listen, that motherfucker's a lazy motherfucker, or whatever this is, that's that person. I used to think, oh, I can believe them. No, they tell me this. No, they show you the bullshit ass person. Don't be mad when their true color comes out. It's like, so people don't stand on their words, man.
Man. It'd be like that. It's kind of tough. I could definitely speak on that for sure. And I learned that early when I was in high school. Situations, and of course, you in high school, you doing whatever it is that people do, trying to fit in with the crowd. I had a couple dudes that strangely enough, a couple of dudes that, was from New York. And I'm like, all right, these my homies. These my people. Let me go ahead and stick with them. I'm tired of all these Southern cats and whatnot. But ended up doing the shiciest stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's on me for, not looking at the sides initially. But whatever. It's all good.
Shoot, you know what made me realize at a young age about people that do tongue in cheek? It was actually your pops.
Really?
Your pops was that. He made me realize, yo, tongue in cheek is a real thing. So it was like one time, he was working cab and everything right there, right? He was like, I'm gonna bring Blue over and everything. You guys are gonna play and all that. I was like, all right, cool. So Saturday comes, I'm up there waiting, hype. Like, mom's looking like, what are you doing? Blue's finna come over. We about to play 64. We gonna do all this shit. So okay. It's like, who's gonna bring him? His father's just like, good luck with that, bro.
Yo, my father so look at me.
Nigga. So I didn't hear the doorbell ring the whole
day, man.
Like,
you just been waiting the whole day.
So that made me realize what tongue in cheek was, and I was like, this is before you moved to Georgia, so this is like probably 03 around that time.
Man,
yeah. So
I tell you, they tell you all the stuff just to get you quiet.
Yeah, and I didn't even ask him. He was like, I'm gonna bring Blue over. I'm like, all right, we outside.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
It's like that.
That wasn't happening. It's all good though. We hung out where we could, and
yeah, for sure.
It's a whole thing. But good enough, man. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. So the first thing that's coming to mind is in regards to Jaden and Ivey. It's an old topic, but the conversation still stands, and it's important for people to really understand exactly what's going on and really be mindful of individuals in their decision making, especially depending on who they are, what they represent, and who they're speaking to. So we see here with Jaden Ivey, basketball player, played for the Pistons, right?
Yeah, I think it's
all right, yeah.
Bulls.
Oh, there we go. Yes, that's absolutely right. He came out during what was it, some festival or something that the NBA was doing, condoning pride and the LGBTQ, and he spoke out against. He didn't just speak out against the events or whatever it is that they were doing. He was speaking out against the NBA as a whole.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, where's the line between an athlete using their platform and an athlete becoming a problem for the brand? And does that line even exist, or is it all just the money?
Ooh. Right now, to me, for sure, money's the number one thing, because the money controls pretty much everything. And, just like a lady years ago, she told LeBron, shut up and dribble. So, and their mind is like, yo, we pay you to do what we tell you to do. So if you have an opinion or whatever, keep that to yourself. Just do what we tell you. We'll handle it. We got PR. You just do what you do, what we pay you to do, and that's just to ball.
Interesting. So then how do we feel about the individuals, let's say like the regular citizens, the Baller's Life individuals that watch the NBA, do all the analytics and stuff like that, and seeing his actions and all the things that he's been saying, and been calling him crazy and an extremist, and saying he got mental issues. Are you on that same page with everybody else, with all these other individuals? He got issues.
Listen, I can't say he has issues. The reason why, because I look at it as like he's just reading and reciting and going really hard with his faith in the Bible. It's not something that he made up. Even okay if he just made up his own complete universe, he made up his own characters and saying this is life. No, he's just reading verbatim from the Bible.
Right.
We like on 316, they talk about that all the time. Jesus forgives this. You see that on billboards and everything. He just repping the flag as hard as possible. And it's like, what's wrong with that? Now, it might make people uncomfortable, but he's just doing what the Bible is saying. That's all.
So do you think? So pretty much the mindset is that individuals like Jaden and Ivey that's come to the word, that's seeing, finding truth in the word and expressing that online. I guess in that case, that's just a matter of him stating his opinion online and him getting canceled. Do you think if this was 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and he did this, you think he would get the same type of flack?
Yes, because one, you got to remember Kaepernick kneeled around like 10, 15 years ago.
Damn, it was that long already?
Yeah, they won that
Sheesh.
Super Bowl. The Ravens won that Super Bowl super long ago. So you got to remember, and that was just him kneeling because, he didn't feel right about what the social justice system was going on, against the African Americans. So, and you got to remember, he didn't kneel on some Army vet told him, hey, to not disrespect us, just take a kneel. An Army vet told him what to do, and then he's getting the flack. Not the Army guy.
Yeah.
Kaepernick. Now, you got to remember, now speaking of 15 years ago, Mark Jackson, Stephen Curry's ex-coach, the Golden State Warriors ex-coach, you got to remember, Stephen Curry's a hard-body Christian.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't wave the flag as high, but, he lives that lifestyle, like I don't party, drink, none of that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, they said he used to play for the Knicks. Shouts out to the Knicks. They're in the finals right now. But Mark Jackson, they said like during practices or after practices, he'll pray, he'll bring the Bible, he'll pray, all that stuff, worship. But I guess that rubbed people the wrong way. And look, he's out of the NBA, blackballed. So it's like, really, we love God. John 3:16, crosses everywhere. But when people are waving the God flag or the Christ or the Bible, you're doing too much. Goodbye. It's like,
when it really comes down to it, when it really comes down to the faith, it really determines who's really true about the faith. And I think, I know that a lot of people tend to get that really confused. They think that being Christian or following the faith, following the word is just, honestly, they don't even follow the word. They just got the title. I grew up in the church. I go to church probably just on Sundays. I try to be kind to people because that's what I remember when I was younger. A lot of stuff is what they remember when they were younger, but it's not anything that they're actually actively learning right now. And I feel like that brings up that kind of mindset that, okay, I can go to church, things are happening here and there, and I don't have to. Now, granted, in some cases, you don't have to say anything. Jaden Ivey felt compelled to say something in regards to what was happening with the NBA and the LGBTQ. Even Steph Curry, this may actually not be true, but I just seen something recently, and this is alleged because this may not be true, but it could have possibly happened, where Steph Curry actually said that LGBTQ books shouldn't be taught to kids or they shouldn't be read to kids.
He probably did say that. I wouldn't put that past him because, like I said, he waves the Christian flag, not as high as Jaden Ivey, but he waves it.
But it's up there, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen that. It probably is out there. I probably got to go do some research. I don't want to come up here and say, well, it's true. And then
that's alleged. For anybody that want to go ahead and clip that, I mean, just know facts. I said alleged. It came up, but this is the type of stuff that happens. And the thing is, you even see people that may not even be Christian that say that these books shouldn't be in the schools. But that's not the main topic. The topic is in regards to being blackballed. So another person that was blackballed that you brought to my attention was Craig Hodges and the Bulls. He won some championship. He got some rings and stuff like that. And he apparently did something that immediately right after got him off. They said, bro, take this guy off of this league. We don't need him here. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, it wasn't even in regards to like anything Christianity wise. He was actually defending the culture, and he was actually Muslim. I believe, he was Muslim. He went up to the White House in his dashiki, in his all-white dashiki, and then he wrote a note to the president asking, just trying to help uplift the black people and, just asking for a favor. Yeah. And that apparently was a no-no. Yeah. So, interestingly enough, we got a video in regards to that. Let's just bring up the section in which he speaks out about that situation. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's do this.
So, when we look at this, and not to ramble, but once again, like I said, y'all invited me. I thank y'all, and to be able to get this out off of my chest. You feel me? Because the consequences, people say, man, what? Man, that jump shot at the White House, that cost me $50 million. $50 million. At least. We ain't even talking about investment capital. If I get $1 million and I buy $1 million in gold. But it ain't John Carlos, one of my heroes, had a chance to talk to him and to know what he went through. Wife, so despondent, commit suicide after 1968. And this brother ran his best, ran for the country, but stood for his people too. And see, and then it becomes a thing, are we Americans? Are we Americans? Should I get backlash for being able to tell what y'all taught me? Y'all say, go to school, read, learn, write. I go to school, read, interpret what I read in a certain manner, go out and live my life in that manner that I read and that y'all said was cool because I'm free. But then it becomes a problem because now when I say and write a letter to the president at 32 years of age, I can't get an agent to represent me in a union that is supposed to represent us. Charlie Grantham, who's the head of the union at the time, when I go to the White House, he tells me, Craig, we have to find an agent that a team owes a favor so they'll know that you're not a bad guy. And I quote, I'll never forget that. And I'm like, Charlie, what'd I do wrong? I won 2 world championships. I got 3 consecutive three titles right now in my pocket, and I can't get a job? What did I do? I've never been fined since I've been in the league. I never missed a bus. I was player rep as a rookie. That's unheard of. I've been player rep for every team I played for. Where is the badness in that? Once again, those who control the narrative, so the narrative of me going to the White House in this manner, me having the audacity to write the president a letter, which until probably 5 or 6 years ago, nobody asked me what was in the letter. Nobody, yo, man, what did you write? Then I look at Colin Kaepernick, the position that he took. The union made concessions for him to get a workout at least. If they'd have told me to come work out, I wouldn't have worked out anywhere, stuff. You feel me, bro? Mm-hmm. Anyway.
All right. So, interesting thing as I'm listening to that again, after I done listened to it for like 4 times, and now the question now comes to mind based off of how much time has progressed and how, what's the term I want to use? I guess more inclusive we are, that's the best term that I could use, in some areas. Is that all still fake to you? So pretty much, let's say if he was to go and do the same thing, I think he can go today. I feel like he can go do the same thing and it wouldn't be a problem. That specifically, you're going in your daishiki, your wardrobe that's of your culture, that's of your religion, whatever it may be, and write a letter to the president. I think you can do that today. What do you think?
Okay, listen, I'm gonna get a cup for you to pee in, okay? Because we gotta check if you're on drugs. You need to get drug tested. I hope whatever job you have needs to drug test you. This nigga said, "Oh, we can do that now at Trump's house." You just said a Muslim guy can go
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
Do you see what's going on?
All right, okay.
The temperature of this world, you just said an African-American Muslim is going to come there. But you know what it is? I see where you're saying it possibly can happen because Trump sometimes just don't give a F.
Right.
Sometimes you just say, all right, yo, you Muslim, whatever. Come on. Whatever backlash is about to come our way, we going to handle it together. So
he would say that.
I'm playing a little devil's advocate because sometimes you don't know what Trump we're going to get.
You're absolutely right.
So I don't know, Trump. So Trump, I don't know.
But his administration, okay, so you actually did bring a great point that I didn't even think about. Trump, I'm like thinking Trump, if it was the other administration, okay, cool. But like with Trump's current administration, like you said, the climate, everybody in the office, probably besides Trump, would have been looking crazy. You are absolutely right. And that was an underside on my part.
Yeah. And you know Trump, he be like, this is my guy. He's Muslim. He's black. I love he's Muslim and black. This the dashiki is a dashiki. I think it is a girl named Dashiki. This is a very good material. I love it. I love him. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. Let him shoot it because he's a professional shooter. I love shooters. You know what I mean? He'd probably said something like that. You feel me? So it's Trump. So
interesting. So, with that being said, on the flip side, Jaden Ivey back then, if he was to say the same things in regards to the LGBTQ and like anything, because that wasn't even a thing back then.
You said it. I was going to say it wasn't a thing back then. So he would have been a little. You know what? How about this? Buji Bantan, on his song Boom Bye Bye, he said, boom bye bye, been the Banty boy dead. I would hear the song. I listen to reggae music. You know, I'd be around the Jamaicans, the Pasa Pasa. That's why I call it the Pasa Pasa music, but it's called reggae. But
yeah,
I didn't really understand it. I thought it was just an intro. But he's talking about killing homosexuals, and he's getting that from the Bible.
Which is intense because
wait, and then you got to remember he didn't get blackballed. He got blackballed a little bit because he was coming up. You know who got blackballed? Shabba Ranks, because he agreed with it on TV. I think it was in like New England, not New England. It was in London or something like that. So he agreed with the lyrics, like, hey, but this is what the Bible says. And then he got blackballed. So can Jaden Ivey got in trouble? He probably not got in trouble because he didn't say kill homosexuals.
Right.
But can he been in a little hot water? Possibly. Not as hot water as he in now. But if it was back then, he'll be in like a little room.
Probably would have sat out for a couple of games,
something like that.
But not being let go.
And to Jaden Ivey, he was all right, bro. Like on top of that, he was hurt. So it's one of those, because there's an NFL player right now. He was like undrafted. Now he's talking about, oh, the Illuminati runs this. Oh, conspiracy this, conspiracy that. I'm like, dude, yeah, you got a check. You probably made $3 million. Now you want to waive because you're not in the NFL. Illuminati. Now you're using your platform to do what? To be a whistleblower, or you're making shit up to get attention? Like, what type of time you on right now?
Yeah, at that point is exactly like you said. What time you on? What you really doing with your platforms at this point? That's interesting. So, in regards to, as we can see that this is happening both with two black men, different time periods, two black men nonetheless, different reasonings for speaking out, but speaking out for what they believe in. Craig Hodges believing in the black community and trying to lift them up. Jaden Ivey believing in his faith and trying to express that to the people and letting them know, like, hey, we like this is not okay type thing. So with that being said, do you think the black man in America gets punished harder for speaking his convictions than anybody else in that locker room?
I think I don't want to say just black men in general, because there's a reason why. All right, right now, I think it's Jackson or Jason Dart. He went to introduce Trump at like one of Trump's rallies. He's in hot water, and mind you, he's a
Everybody getting hot water.
yeah. And this is not even a religion. This is just introducing our president at a rally. So now people are looking at him like, oh, you're a Trump supporter, so pretty much you're a KKK member.
That's all it takes.
So I'm looking like, ooh, so he's in hot water. But, funny thing that I'd like to bring up. So since he did that, right, the PR for the Giants, what they do, they bring Odell Beckham back. I said, what a great PR move.
Wow.
Swear to God.
I didn't even know that.
Odell hasn't played in probably 3 years.
Bro,
he hasn't played healthy in like 3 years because he won an LA trip with me. I'm an LA Rams fan. So he hasn't really played healthy for like 4 years. He played with the Ravens. He's been home for 2 years, but magically bring him back. I'm like, this is PR. This is PR. I know politics. This is PR. This is to calm everybody down. Like, listen, we suck as a team. Listen, our quarterback probably did some weird shit. But here's Odell Beckham. Here's a gift. Forgive us now. Forgive him. Forgive us. Don't worry about it. We have our old friend and we got some new people here. We're going to go far. Man, actually, if people heard about anybody care about that Dart shit anymore. Swept under the rug. So, like I said, is it harder when black people do something? Yeah, they push it harder. They push it much harder, bro. And I guess it sucks. It sucks because, like I said, when African Americans do something, man, they put it on the regular news and all over ESPN. It's all over everywhere. That whole the Dart situation, I don't even think it lasted a day on ESPN.
Yep.
It was probably talked about for like 8 seconds, but if it was a black person, like the Jaylen Brown situation, when he was just talking about this is my best year, I believe, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but it's real quick. The reason why I say why he said it's his best year, it's not because his dude was hurt. Because one, his team wasn't expected to go nowhere. I thought there was going to be like the 6th seed, anywhere playing around that area. So now his homeboy got injured. They traded a whole bunch of people. I didn't believe they were going to go anywhere. For him to be the top 4 in the East, yeah. That's his best year because no one believed him. The coaching staff probably didn't believe him. The owners didn't believe to keep this team together. And for him to carry the team on the back and actually go somewhere, yeah, he might have got bounced out, but nigga, go strip your championship team and see how far you could go. So that's why I believe he said this is his best year. Because of that, he went against the odds. Like his teacher said, you're not going to be nothing in life. He's an NBA player that made over $200 million, and he has a championship to go with it. He should have won MVP this year, but you got to have a great record. But I digress. I talk too much about sports. Got very passionate. But it goes back to what I was saying. When you are a nigga, shit gets amplified a little bit more. They put you more in the light to try to knock you down.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I can definitely attest to that. As much flack as I give the African American, that part is true. I will definitely give them that 1,000%. So, going into that, let's go ahead and segue into our next section. And for anybody that is here live with us on the YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button so that this can be pushed out to other people so that other people can see this thing. And not only that, if you're following on IG, go ahead and join us on YouTube because last I checked, this IG live is only going to last for an hour. So we don't want you to get cut off and fall out in the conversation.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get to the next thing. Then this is going to be interesting because it's talking in regards for the black community and the situations that we got going on right now. So this is going to be in regards to rap music, culture, and the community. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see where we at.
As people said it's not the black culture, let me tell you what the black culture music promotes. Sex, lust, killing each other, murder. They actually put it in their song that they killed somebody. Talk about robbery, beating cases, shooting people, taking money, making money, scamming, being promiscuous, being a baby mama, sleeping around. The music of the black culture is sex, sin, violence, killing, baby mamas, scammers. You guys how are we not aware since people said it's not the...
All right, so that was pretty much the gist of... Whoops, hello. That was pretty much the gist of that video.
Okay.
What do you mean? And before you say anything, I want to say that it is not all black music and it is not all the black culture, first and foremost. But I definitely see her point. What you got?
Okay. So when it comes to what she's saying, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, right? Because this is one of those topics that I had on my show, Doing the Most podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But the topic was, the music, the culture. Yes, we have, that is in our ears a lot, our culture, or just African American music, black music, whatever. It's there, it's popularized, it's mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
That system that these kids implement in their music, that didn't come from them. That was taught. Then it got taught, now it became reality. So it sucks that they're going through murders and robbing. They're in survival mode.
Okay.
You gotta remember, and then I always tell people, like, in the 70s, late 80s, when Scarface came out, I didn't hear a hip hop song in that song, that thing. It was disco music. But what were they doing? Robbing, killing, drugs. I didn't see Future in there. I didn't hear Eazy-E in there. So the movie Godfather, I didn't see Jay-Z in there. I didn't see Snoop Dogg in there. Didn't hear a song from none of them. But what were they doing? Promoting drugs. Oh, I'm using hand gestures. Okay, my bad. I ain't know. Is that my computer saying that shit? Hold on, let me X this shit the fuck out.
I'm about to say, I ain't seen nothing
That's
what
mine,
you're
that's
talking
mine.
about.
It says, but yeah. So you have all of these stuff that were promoted in the movies, but now y'all want to talk about, oh, look at the songs. Now let me bring it back here, right? I get it. It might not be positive things that they're saying in their songs, but this is their lifestyle. This is what their reality is. It might suck, but for that to change, y'all have to change the system. Now, who's going to change the system? You just seen Homeboy send a letter to the president. That was 30 years ago.
Okay. So with that being said, would you say that the rap music does affect the youth?
I believe so. So. A lot of things have, yeah, I believe so.
Do you think growing up, because, I mean, you already know the household that I lived in. It wasn't
Oh, Jesus.
no rap music or nothing like that. If I listened to anything rap, it was because Shirley had it on the radio when we was driving out and my mom wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or, my parents were home and then she was listening to VH1 or MTV or something like that. And I'm listening to Ursher Baby back in the back in the Mo days and, Jada Kiss and all that stuff. And I would hear rap every once in a while. And then it wasn't till so I would be listening to those not really soft raps, but the raps that were allowed. The top songs, of course, they were they weren't the explicit versions on the radio. If it was on the radio, then I heard it. That was the only place that I heard it. I didn't own any CDs of Jay-Z, nothing like that. So if it wasn't on the radio, I didn't hear the rest of the album. So I didn't know what was going on. That really didn't happen until I moved to Georgia, got introduced to LimeWire, and then able to actually hear, okay, there's more.
You don't know about LimeWire. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know nothing. You haven't heard, seen nothing. You don't know nothing about no Lime. So with that in mind, as I got older, I did started to hear more rap music, obviously, and that became, stuff that was in my ear on a day-to-day. I was listening to that more than I was listening to Christian music when I was in high school, even though I didn't really do anything. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because when I was in high school, my senior year, I ended up I was growing in my faith to a degree, and I recall, you remember when I think it was my junior year, was when I got baptized, and come my senior year, I really started listening to music for the lyrics. Mm-hmm. And once I started hearing the songs and hearing the lyrics, everything that this woman was saying was in those songs, I stopped listening to those songs.
Okay.
I stopped listening to them because it was like she was saying, it was all negative to me, things that I didn't want to, be putting in my ears, to the point where I was listening to the instrumentals, because that's really what I like, was the instrumentals for the most part. And then as I'm listening to the raps and I'm, saying the lyrics and stuff like that, I hit that point where I'm like, hold on, what am I saying right now? I'm sitting here talking about, messing around with homeboy's girl and stuff like that. And meanwhile, homeboy just messed with my girl. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. So I started to switch up, listening to instrumentals, and then started to get back into listening to gospel music. But then going into what I was saying before, just because it's just because we're talking about black culture and black music doesn't mean that it's all black culture and black music. Once I got to college, a lot of what I listened to was like Lupe Fiasco, some of Kanye, J. Cole, depending on the song, of course, Kendrick. I was on that vibe, and I was very selective on the songs. If the song was like saying too much, then I really didn't listen to those. But again, that was just coming from me and the conviction that I had in my heart. And the last point that I wanted to bring up, which was actually interesting, because as you know, I'm heavy in the church. I play the bass guitar at my church, so a lot of times all I'm listening to is gospel music. I don't even listen to like even like calm like R&B or hip hop or anything like that. It's just because I'm always playing music. So going straight to the point, I went to the gym one time. I was going through my playlist, and I was like, "Oh snap! There go my rap playlist. Let me reminisce real quick." I'm playing,
God forgive me, I'm getting out of faith a little bit. And you go down memory lane, and
bro. Let me tell you, I was in the gym listening to that playlist, and it's like upbeat crunk music and all that stuff. Bro, I was pumping the iron like I was stupid. I'm walking out the gym thinking I'm like 3-something all muscle. And then next thing I know, I'm going down the highway still listening to the music and I'm speeding and I'm like not even thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Wait a second.
Not you blaming music for you speeding. That's wild.
Yo, bro, it was weird. It was weird, and I didn't know what that feeling was. And the thing is, those songs weren't even too heavy on the stuff that she was mentioning, the drugs, the sex, and all that. But like, there was a adrenaline rush that I felt listening to that music, and I'm like, I need to calm down just a bit. Some people feed off of that. Some people, need that to go through their workouts or need that to go through their days. I choose other methods, but I say all that to ask, rap music is the most powerful cultural export on the planet right now. Mm-hmm. We kind of mentioned it, but do you think it's building up the community or is it selling us a lifestyle that is burying us?
Damn, that's a double-edged sword right there. Because it builds us and it brings us to, as you said, to our detrimental. Because you gotta remember, it builds people up. Because not every, like Meek Mill says his song's inspirational. Like they say Future's one of the most gangsters. Not like it's the most inspirational something type of music. Andre 3000 said it. You know. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, but you gotta remember they're talking about they got out of the gutter. Just like in Batman,
right,
with Bane. That little girl that got out of the crowd in the barrel situation.
Okay.
So people like don't know. No, let me bring a little bit back. When you say you was pumped up and everything, it's the beats per minute because I DJ, and the beats per minute, that's your heart rate. It was an episode of the Wayans Brothers that they was doing a ritual, African ritual. There was beat.
I remember that one. Yeah,
it was his birthday. They cut the leather out of Marlon's jacket to make the drum for he could keep his heart. And if the drum stopped, his heart stopped.
This heart.
So you weren't. You could have played the instrumental. You since the beats per minutes was high, your adrenaline's up. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So in church, a lot of church music are slow songs. Marvin Sapp and all that. But Kirk Franklin had those high BPM songs. Mm-hmm. All them chunks got you energized. I went to clubs and niggas played Kirk Franklin
just to get that upbeat that he got on the music.
Just think about it. Kirk Franklin was accepted in the club,
which is. I have my quarrels with Kirk.
Well, see,
go ahead.
Listen. Kirk Franklin is still part of this earth. He still has human experiences. He still feels the way he does his thing. Yeah, I remember he cursed out his son. That's just life.
Yeah,
he done stuff. I think they're mad at him because now he takes off his shirt or whatever. It's like he's healthy. He wants to. He wears a tight shirt because he's in the gym. He's not like Marvin Sapp, T.D. Jakes, out of shape. There was a big light-skinned singer. Like, he's not like them. He says, listen, it's like he's peacocking. You wear a nice suit to show that I have money or whatever. He says, I don't need a suit. Here's just a plain white shirt for $10 or $50, and it's tight. Oh, we don't like that. He's dancing. What? Come on. So let me get back from that again. But the music, yes, it could be a double-edged sword. But there's another thing I tell people. People don't know how to separate the two. Case in point, actors, Jaleel White, Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
He was a childhood star celebrity.
Right.
He can't get a role that much like that because people still see him as a little kid. As Steve Urkel, yeah. But he's like 50 years old. Then you have, I remember there was an episode of Bernie Mac. He tried to play a serious role. He, in his eyes and everybody's eyes, he did good, but they can't take him serious because they see him as Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
They can't separate it. To me, like I said, I listen to music. I listen to instrumentals too. I was on that point. But sometimes I just separate it. I'm like, I was just like, you know what? Hey, listen, they talking about what they talking about. That's cool. That's cool. I fuck with the beat, and you got to learn how to filter it, and that's how I see it as.
So, with that being said, you mentioned not too long ago in regards to people, in the music, they're talking about the lifestyles, their upbringings, and stuff like that, which is true. Do you think rap nowadays is still representative of that?
People are talking about what they're going through, what they've been through. Some people make up lies, but it relates to someone that is living it, just like movies.
Okay.
The movies, let's say like a Tyler Perry movie, they're talking about, black women getting divorced and
Right.
cheating and all that. That's real situations. Not everybody can relate to it. Just probably the people that is part of his followings can relate to it, or people that he will bring in. So it's all about relating. You feel me? So, it's their life.
Do you ever feel? How do I put this? Do you ever feel that, depending on the music, depending on the artist, let's say the music that she's talking to, the artist that she's talking to specifically, that has all these, I guess you would say negative traits, but I guess it would depend on who you're talking to, whether it's negative or not. Because some people, they may be like, I don't think, and you can go to anybody and be like, drugs are, maybe a drug addict will say that drugs are okay, but like when it comes to drugs, when it comes to money, a lot of people are okay with that. Where was I going with this? Do you think that it is detrimental to some people in the community? Because you have mentioned that a lot of people can relate to that, yes. And a lot of people in New Jersey, based off of where you live, Newark, Linden, Roselle, not from Rahway, because, come on, it's Rahway.
Rahway, what? Nigga, you haven't been to Rahway yet.
Exactly.
Rahway's
So, like, those areas, you can understand that. But then when I come down here to Georgia, and I see all these black kids that are living in the suburbs, and they acting out as though they live in Elizabeth and Newark.
Yeah.
What do you think that influence could have been from? If it wasn't from the music?
Well, it's probably from the music or it's from television, because it don't matter from the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter if it's music or whatever. Like I told you, Scarface didn't have a hip hop soundtrack. So
right.
Now the music, they could blame the music. Go ahead, blame the music. You feel me? But at the end of the day, it's something they heard or seen. So,
right.
And I get it. People feel that they want to align with it, and that's what's happening. People want to align with certain things because, one, it's cool, or they're just following a crowd. There's many different reasons why a person is doing what they're doing. I don't know, but I just know that I've seen white kids,
they're starting
Indian
to get to the other cultures.
They start saying nigga.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, nigga, what up? I'm like, did you say nigga and you Indian? I'm like,
not the Indians. That's crazy.
They like, yo, nigga, bitch. I'm like,
oh my gosh, man.
I seen white people, say nigga, but then when you start seeing like then you see like the Russians type of people. Then you start seeing the Indians. It shocks
Jersey.
you. It shocks you how many
Jersey.
people say nigga. It shocks you how many people love being, I guess you could say the culture, but whatever. They just love, black people. Because you got to remember, black people niggas are pushed in front of you everywhere. You got NBA, and you got to remember, Stephen Curry's a hard-body Christian, but you will still see him dressed in, like, let's say, off-white. He might have some drip on him. Yeah. So he's still taking from this culture that people are shunning. And, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Sheesh. That's crazy. So with that being said, and these aren't even questions that I had. It's just a topic in general because
that's cool.
Because I find this very, like, this is kind of like I see how I grew up. and me being rebellious of the way that I grew up to now being a parent and understanding why my parents raised me the way that I did, the way that they did. It's like at this point in life, the next generation and how they're raised up is important. It says in Proverbs that we shouldn't, keep the rod from our kids, and we got to raise our kids up the way that we want them to be. If we don't want them to really be affiliated or have these type of music or movies within their environment often, so that they pick up these habits, then of course they keep them away. So another thing that I've been thinking about that caught my attention is when it comes to these rappers and it comes to these artists, they'll rap the things that they talk about, talking about shooting up homeboy, talking about, sleeping with his girl, and then talk about getting money over everything and all this, that, and the third, and only caring for money. But then you'll see them go to an event and that has a whole bunch of kids and, try to uplift them and encourage them. How do you... To me, that's kind of like, bro, what's going on here? Like, you're here for the PR. It just seems like a PR stunt. But I feel like a lot of them do actually care, but don't realize that the stuff that these kids are listening to every day is giving them a different mindset. So how do we overcome that?
I call that the Nino Brown effect.
Nino Brown.
Nino Brown, that was from New Jack City. In New Jack City, Nino Brown was like the big head honcho played by Wesley Snipes. And what he would do is he would kill people, sell drugs in the community, and poison, as they say, the community. Then what he would do, let's say on the weekends or whatever, he would go to the church, the pastor's with him, and he'll give out money to the kids or give back on the turkeys and stuff like that. So, but you got to remember, like I said, politicians, everybody does this shit, bro. It's just not hip hop. I've seen politicians do some wild stuff. They got mistresses and stuff like that.
Right.
It's not just hip hop. They've been doing this stuff before hip hop.
Right.
It's just hip hop. It's just they put it in their music now. They're like, well, look, they're doing it. Blame them. It's like they were doing. Hip hop is 50 years old. Hitler, when he was killing people, was he listening to The Game? Was he listening to Lil Wayne? Them niggas wasn't even born yet. So at the end of the day, yeah, I get it. Like, y'all can blame hip hop for a lot, but come on, bro, they got it from somewhere. This mindset didn't just appear. You feel me?
Okay. I respect it. Let's see. All right, so then in your opinion, who's really responsible for what gets pushed? The artists making it, the labels funding it, or us for streaming it?
All three. Everybody gets blamed.
All three. Everybody gets blamed.
Yeah, everybody gets blamed. Everybody gets blamed. Because at the end of the day, they're talking about, what they experience and who possibly made that. Probably people losing jobs back in those days in the 70s and 80s, causing these people to not have a father in their life or a mother. Shouts out to Ronald Reagan. If you ever watched that documentary was super powerful. He said to the people, he said, we're going to get a whole bunch of new jobs. Then the crack came. After that, what came after? DIFUS. After DIFUS came, a whole bunch of drug like cops, departments started popping up. And now, DIFUS, taking kids left and right. Drug departments are skyrocketing. So Ronald Reagan said he's going to give a lot of people jobs, and he did it. So who can we blame? Who can we blame? There's a lot of fingers that can be pointed. So I'm not going to just blame the hip-hop artists, the label, and the consumers. Everybody gets to blame. No one can point fingers like this. Everybody gets to blame.
Gotcha. All right. So, moving that, can you separate and be for real? Can you separate the art from the message?
Yes.
Oh, when kids memorized. Every word has a message already won.
Well, you said me to be honest. And so you're talking about me as a
Okay, as an individual.
21-year-old male. Yes, I can separate. So I don't like how you laughing.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
I hear a lot of these people. You're 25.
hey, listen. Listen. Once I turned 21, I stopped counting. Why? I could buy liquor. I can vote. I could do everything but rent a car. But when you got money in your own car, fuck renting it. You get a chauffeur and Uber. Fuck. So yeah. But yeah, can you separate it? Yes, I separate it all the time. Like, cause I done met celebrities. That I'm not gonna go up to them like, yo, kick the lyrics or whatever, or what up, my nigga, and just try to like, yo, you a gangster. I see them. You're a human being. You're a regular person. How are you doing? You good? You need help with something? You good? Like, you feel me? I separate that. You feel me? Because, like Michael Jackson, he said he just want to be a normal person. And if you ever watch that movie, he'll go to, like, to stores with masks and stuff like that where he could just go in there and just, see how it feels to be normal. You feel me? If I was to see Michael Jackson, I probably want to pass out. I'm like, yo, Mike, yo, good music, yo. You're at McDonald's, what you want? You want a double cheeseburger? All right, I might give you extra hot sauce or, you know what I mean, honey mustard. So, yeah, can people separate it? Can I separate? Yes. Can other people? That takes a lot of brain power, focus, understanding. It takes a lot. So
at that point, it's a matter of if you can, you can. If you can, you can.
Pretty much. And like I said, that goes from seeing celebrities, like I said, like the Jaleel White, to music. Some people just don't know how to separate it. So it sucks, But
Yeah, I see that. For me, and just based off of where I am in life, I become very conscious of what affects other people, and not really try to find an answer to whatever issue that they may have going on, but trying to see what's the cause of it and possibly find an alternative. One of the things that I'm seeing a lot, especially with the youth, is, of course, social media. But like you said, everything plays a part in the way that these kids are being raised and how they're coming up and their behaviors as they're getting older. So to me, it's like if what I'm doing can negatively affect somebody else. Now, you can't monitor absolutely everybody.
yeah.
So that part is, but if the overall message is negative, to me, I wouldn't do it, because again, I'm affecting the young adults, I'm affecting the youth, I'm affecting those coming up, those kids that just like us don't have parents that aren't monitoring us 24/7. So we do hear these words, we do hear these lyrics, we are bringing it to school, people saying we cool and stuff like that, so we keep on doing it. The next thing you know, we find that to be a part of our lives, because that's just what allows us to bring in that community. But that all comes stemming from the music that we listen to, or like you said, the movie that we watched, or the TV show that was on, or even like homeboy that lives down the street who we thought was cool, and then now he's doing X, Y, Z and stuff. So to me, I'm trying to, or I live in a sphere where everybody's life is important enough for me to not do something that can clearly be negative to somebody else. The words that's coming out my mouth could clearly be negative for somebody else, trying to avert from that. But I mean, again, we live in this world. People are gonna do what it is that they gotta do. People are gonna do what they need to in order to get up. I mean, we see it all day with a lot of the athletes, a lot of, the rappers. They got out of their situation, and now look at Snoop Dogg. You would have never known this man was who he was. Snoop Dogg, The Game. What was it?
Ice Cube, especially.
Ice Cube. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have never thought Ice Cube was the same man from the past, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but I mean, I don't know. It's
like
go ahead.
Like there was this time, right? Ice Cube, right? I forgot what show I was watching, but the mother was like, it was the generational gap. The mother was like, "Oh yeah, Ice Cube was this gangster guy from." He's like, "Who's Ice Cube?" They're like, "Oh, Ice Cube. He was gangster. The guy from Are We There Yet?"
Are we there? And you're like, wait. That's how you know him?
So,
Yo.
yeah. But you know what it is? And that's the thing. They both know one person, but they know them for two different things.
Yeah.
This is when they have to align to understand, like, this is this person. He had done this back in those days. Now he's
And
converted.
now he come to
got
where
older,
he is now.
So that's what I'm saying. Communication is very important. Trust me. If communication can change everything.
Yeah.
Communication, understanding each other could change everything. Like B2K back in those days, they separated them because they were all little boys.
B2K,
They was like, yo, he's talking shit about you. He talking shit about you. This, no one really, when they did try to have a meeting to sit down, somebody already put bugs in the air, so they're already charged up. Like, yo,
Yeah.
nah, I'm gonna come in here and not listen. But if they would have sat there and probably talked, they probably wouldn't. So that's communication can save everything. If you look at any TV show like Power, that TV show Power, communication, all that shit. And the name of the club that he owned was called Truth. Come on, bro. Do you hear what's going on? Do you see how they put it in your face? They put it in your face all the time. So that's why when I look at people that don't understand, it's like, what are you watching, man? What are you watching?
Fair enough, man. All right, let's go ahead and segue over to the next topic. So we're going to talk about immigration and cultural export. And we're going to dabble over this real quick. So when someone immigrates here, chases the American dream, but then adopts the worst of what American exports, what happened there, and where did the dream go sideways?
So if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, immigrants come here, then they adopt a mindset that was fed to them. Now, I don't know a lot of immigrants, but I know that they are conditioned. I seen on Godfrey's podcast, he had like some Chinese guy, Taiwan, all these people, and there's other people that can relate to this. When they come from a different country, wherever they land, they tell you black people are this, they ain't shit, this, they little niggas. And then they tell you to praise this type of ethnicity, the Caucasians. And you see that all the time. And it happens. So when they come here to this country, oh, yeah, disrespect the blacks or whatever. And honestly, to me, I go to the Chicken Shack. The Chicken Shack is ran predominantly by...
No, I'm for the Chicken Shack.
And our Chicken Shacks are mainly ran by, let's say, Muslim, Indians, whatever they are. You know, I can't really tell which one because there's so many. But let's just say they're run by people, right? Taliban, whatever you want to call them, right? It's predominantly ran by them. And I know by the Chicken Shacks that that are in the surrounding cities, they're cool with the niggas.
Okay.
They must have been taught, yo, if you disrespect them, they could possibly attack you, harm you, make your life a living hell.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see in certain different neighborhoods, you see these Chinese people niggas do be saying some wild shit. Like, I remember one nigga was like, yo, give me fucking duck sauce. He's like, fuck you, no, fuck you. You know, I'm like, really? Why are you cursing out a dude that's doing your food? He might spit on it, he might kick it, he might do dumb shit. So that person's mindset is stupid. But what I'm telling you is, when these people do come to this country, 98% of the chance to get programmed, someone tells them, yo,
With
be
whatever.
careful, black people will still rob this, that, and that. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
They will, but everybody. There's a bad apple in every race.
In every race. Yeah.
Every culture, there's a bad apple everywhere. So yes, they are, yes, people, when they come here, they do adopt that. Oh, white people, I love you. So.
All right. So does America export its best to the world, or is it most profitable? And is there a difference?
Do they export what's more profitable? It's both. It's both, because that's what the Olympics are. It's our best of our best. That's what the Olympics is. The best of our best.
So
And then you have American Got Talent. That's the best of our best. Well, that has that. So pretty much the Olympics, those U.S. Opens, all that stuff. Here's our best. And that's why sometimes it sucks, because some dudes be like, can I go play for Africa? It's like, well, you were born here, but damn, Africa sucks. You know what I mean? Like Joel Embiid's from Africa.
Oh,
But
yeah,
his team sucks so much. He was like, yo, I might not get a championship, but at least I can get a gold medal. He played for America. Well, excuse me, he played for the corporation, United States of America. So it's like that. This world, you're gonna get conflicted. You're gonna be in between a rock and a hard place a lot of the time, and that's what this world is pretty much about. It's choices, and sometimes those choices.
Okay. So, okay, and how am I gonna frame this? Speaking of choices and not diving too much into, or at least trying not to dive too much into politics, how, or sorry, not how, when it comes to the idea of immigration, I hear a lot of people talking about something. They're gonna try and leave America. America sucks, this, that, and the third. First, what is your view on America and actually living in America? And second, when we have so many people trying to come to America, is America really that bad, in your opinion?
Listen, I love the United States. All right, I love it. But like I said, it's a good and the bad. It's you feel me? You got people, I think like in China, Hong Kong, whatever, over there, them people with the low eyes.
Oh man.
And
go ahead.
You see it. Those people over there, their mindset or how their system runs like this. Whoever, like say the Ying family, the Bing Bing family, and the Jing Chong family, those are the richest families there. If you're not those three families, you're poor.
You're right.
You're going to be a worker your whole life, your kids. Before you have another kid, let's just think 4 years down the line, they're going to be what you are. Then if you go to different countries like India and all that's pretty much the same thing too. Whoever's the top family. But when you come to this country, you could be broke. You could have $6 in your pocket. Tomorrow you could have 7 million.
Yeah.
So that's why people rush over here. Because they're like, yo, it's pretty much luck, lottery, whatever you want to call it. You can get that money, then go back to your country. That's what a lot of people are doing, and that's what Trump is not wanting. He said, yeah, we print the money like a motherfucker, but we don't like y'all doing that without. Trump wants y'all to pay taxes.
Right.
Trump wants his money. He wants your social security number. He wants your taxes. He wants you to put back in the system.
Right.
And that's what people don't like, because the way he's going about it is very different. It's like he's ripping the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
While other presidents probably, let me just peel it off.
Yeah, slowly. Oh, we're taking off a little. Oh, it hurts. Okay, we'll try again tomorrow.
Come on, man. Bush Jr. was with no fuck shit, bro. If somebody said something to George W. Bush, go get him. Go get him. I'm telling you, George W. Bush, if he was now, he would have been like a Trump too. He would have been like a Trump. Like, he was that aggressive. He didn't take no. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
man, come on, man. People will tell you who Bush was. All the presidents are really cutthroat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, they don't F around. So, listen. I'm gonna say something that's gonna explode, right?
All right, I'm here for the highlights.
We had an hour and 12 minutes, so we're going to clip this clip, right? It was like 3 minutes before we got it, but still. Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me put a disclaimer. I'm not here to say I'm a Trump fan. I'm not saying I voted for Trump.
It's already too late, bro.
Wait, I didn't say I
You already know it's already too late. But go ahead.
Listen,
go ahead.
I'm one of those. I call it how I see it.
You call it how you see it. Yeah.
So that doesn't mean I align with the person. It's just
right.
I just call a spades a spades. Excuse me. So, case in point, back in those days, how many Donald Trump was in? I think Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was Vince McMahon's best friend.
Yep.
Donald Trump had a big hotel. Everybody went to go visit.
Everybody was there. Then
you had he had a TV show that everybody wanted to be on, The Apprentice and all that.
Yep.
Then you have the hip hop. Yo, I want to be like Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, who was that did that?
There's so many people. There's a Ray Sherman song, Up Like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump and Snoop Dogg's, and they go into his parties and all of this. Once he became the president, not even became the president, I think when he started racing and then when he won, bro, I remember on BET, I think they started going to hair salons, all of that. First thing he is, I don't want Donald Trump to be my president. I'm like, he just got into, or he didn't even get inaugurated yet. Oh, he doesn't know how to handle business. I'm like, he's a billionaire. What? He doesn't know how to handle business. Y'all already ridiculing. He didn't even step into office. I'm like, what happened? Where did this shit happen?
Where did it happen?
He didn't get into office yet. That's what confused me. I'm not saying, hey, black people, I don't love y'all or anything like that. No, I just want to know where the switch up happened.
Yeah.
What did he do to us before he got to the office? Before he changed the law? Before he signed anything? What did he do? Yeah, I ain't give him not one chance. Now, it'd been okay if he had a crystal ball. Cool. But nobody has a crystal ball. Yeah, act like he already did it already. So, you feel me? That was my issue. And like I said, I'm not here to say I'm a Trump supporter. You clearly, my hat doesn't say MAGA, it's orange, and it says no lanes, my brand. You feel me? I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
He didn't even I'm just baffled by it. But hey, y'all gonna probably look like, oh, he's a Trump supporter. Nah, bro, I just said give a person an opportunity. Give him 90 days. Jobs give you 90 days to fuck up.
Jobs give you 90 days.
You didn't give him a day. So that's all I'm saying. Not here to support Trump. I'm not Jason Dax or Kanye West. You ain't gonna see me come out the Oval Office like, whoa, where did the cameras come from on some Steve Harvey when they got out the elevator? Whoa. He was catching niggas left and right like that. Niggas got out there. He was like, yeah, this is my black friend. He's like, fuck, they caught me with Trump. Like,
over with.
but yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's a whole thing in the whole situation, but yeah, it's really all a matter of just being open-minded to situations, to whatever the changes may happen. Once the decision is made, what you gonna do from that point? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Keep on leaving and keep on living, and then just try to make adjustments. If something crazy, stupid, crazy happens, all right, let's make adjustments and try to keep life moving. But
yes,
yeah,
you said it. You nailed it right on the head. Because I tell people all the time, adjust. If they raise gas prices, other than working one job, you might have to get a second job. Other than, you divorced your wife, all right, bitch, come back.
Because we need it. I know you're not doing well.
Yeah, come back, bitch. Come on. You feel me? And then it's just adjusting, figuring it out. Because that's pretty much all this is. They're just doing stuff, and they're like, all right, what are you guys going to do? That's all. Yeah. And we keep finding a way to survive. And then they're going to change it up again. And we got to figure it out again. You know what I mean? Especially, but there's other things that I talk about, jobs and robots taking a lot of your jobs.
Oh, man.
That's a
whole different day,
man. Yeah. So, go ahead, man.
All right, man. So, moving on, we're going to talk about the system versus real life. The system that we call America, whether we want the justice system, the job market system, or just, the systems of situations that happen in regards to race, all that versus actual living life, which is kind of what we just mentioned. Yeah, the system did what it did. President is whoever the president is. We continue with life. But diving a little deeper into that, you hear it's the system for everything. So where does the system end and personal responsibility begin?
Oh, that's a different monkey wrench. That was not the what we were talking about. But he said responsibility. We was gonna talk about it. He said responsibility.
Because this is another thing that I bring up a lot.
Now, responsibility, it depends on. Now, the system, let's talk about just the system, right?
Okay.
The system is more of, go to school, then get a job and all that stuff, be good, But how can the person goes to school, right? And then when they go to school, what are you taught? Abraham Lincoln, this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. How can you thrive if that's what you're taught? I seen in certain schools, their kids in third grade are being taught the stock market.
Only up north, because they sure ain't doing that.
No. That was in up north. That was like a private school, for sure. It's a private school.
Really? Oh,
it was a private school.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm looking like, how can people compete?
Yeah.
How are kids going to compete with that kid that's learning college material? Or, you have to go, I think you have to be an accountant to learn about the stocks and stuff like that. You have to be in that particular field. But you're teaching that to a third grader. So how do you expect a kid that's learning about George Washington and this land is your land, this land is my land? How is that person going to compete? So you're saying a third grader is more advanced than a 12th grader because by the time that kid goes to 12th grade, that kid's a pretty much got his master's.
Yeah.
So it's
excelling.
So, the system, it moves the goalposts a lot, and that sucks. But life, when I say life, if I plant a seed right now, I give it the proper, if I plant a seed in a place that hasn't been really tampered with, like a pure ass land, pure soil that hasn't been tampered with all this shit. If I plant a seed, I water, I take care of it, it will grow.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between life and the system. There's a way that we're probably supposed to all live, treat each other. We probably already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But somewhere down the line, people started getting killed, books started getting burnt. We got taught a new system. So now people's responsibility is like, if you're taught something, how can you be responsible to know right and wrong if you're taught wrong?
Right.
How do you know something if you weren't taught that there was something else?
Right.
If you're taught bad, what do you expect from the person to be bad? So it sucks, which why I try to tell people, listen, adjust. I tell people, listen, if you're going to have kids, there's bullies out there. First thing you need to teach your kids, martial arts. Martial arts.
Grip, bro.
Yeah. Go do martial arts or boxing, something. Put them in training. You hear the word training? Yeah. Put them in some type of martial arts for the person. Because now if a bully does appear, they could run or whip ass. You see how I did it like Steve Harvey? Whip ass. Steve Harvey never says the W. Yeah, what in the hell? Like, you know, like I love when I watch Family Feud, a little off the thing, but when it comes to white people, he never really jokes like when he black people, man, it's like he had a
He be going ham with the black people, man.
Yeah,
My
man.
goodness.
Yeah. So, but I say that to say this, it's like, you know, adjust, you know, because now there was a shorty, right? Known this girl for over 10 years, and you know. So she has a son. He was like 4 or 5. So one day, I was helping him go to school. I was teaching him how to tie his shoes. Yeah, I had like 10 minutes before the bus came, but I'm like, yo, let me teach you how to tie your shoes because we're not doing the Velcro no more. So as I'm teaching him how to tie his shoes, I told him like a good 10 times. Then I said, you know what? Learn it yourself. He started crying. Oh, it's too hard. And he started getting angry and mad. And like he's crying, trying to like attack me. I'm like, come on, bro, what are we doing? And that made me realize this kid can't control his emotions.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, dude. Then he started crying and all this stuff. And I hear the bus coming. I said, you know what? I just tied it for him. And I was like, yo, go about your business.
Get on the bus. Yeah.
Get on the bus. So now that was like, let's say 7 years later. Shorty hit me up like, yo, son just got in a fight. I said, no, she didn't say he got in a fight. She said he's acting up and he's got out of control. So I texted him. I'm like, yo, what's happening? He was like, I was like, yo, your mama saying you acting up. What'd she tell you? I said, you can't ask a question with a question. Tell me what's going on. Oh, I got into a fight. I said, instantly called him. I'm like, yo, explain. He was like, yeah, so I was chilling. And as I was chilling, this dude was with, mind you, they're all teenagers. They're 13, 14,
right.
12, whatever. So some dude was with like 3 bitches, and then he just picked on my homie. He started saying, oh, he's just saying clown shit. He's making my homie the butt of the joke.
Right. And
my homie's not looking like, dude, I'm just trying to chill at the park. So he's trying to make the homie butt of the jokes. And then the antagonizer comes. Instigator, I meant.
Then the instigator comes.
The instigator comes out. Oh, you gonna let him disrespect me for the bitches and all that. So now my homie's like, I don't give a fuck about those bitches. In his mind, he didn't say it, but he don't give a fuck about those bitches nor him. He's like, but you can't let him do that to you, this, that. You gotta, matter of fact, how about this? Just slap box. My homie's like,
oh, we still slap box? I thought that was dead and gone. I thought them kids just be bringing weapons now.
Yeah, no, they still slap box, I guess. You know what I mean? So
That's
now,
what's up.
so my homie, they slap box. My homie really didn't want to slap box because he's like, what type of time are you on? But he felt like, fuck it. So they slap box. They said my homie lost the slap box because he didn't really want to do it. But then when the slap box was getting heated, the slap box turned to a fight, and that's when my homie lost it. He lost it and beat the brakes out the kid. Mind you, my little homie, he's 13, 5'8", probably like 200 pounds. He plays football.
Oh, that's not somebody I'd want to slap box with. The heck?
So my homie knows his, you know what I mean? He knows his capability. He's like, I ain't trying, but he ended up being the brace out the kid. The instigator laughed, walked away.
He walked away. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. I got these monkeys to do what I wanted them to do. No, he was Don King. And then I asked my homie, I was like, yo, after you beat him, did you take his bitches? Nah. I was like, oh
my God.
Nigga, you supposed to take his bitches like you mine now, bitch. Because that's what used to happen back in those days. When dudes would fight, he'd be like, I want your girl. Fight me for her. I'm like, dude, at least you're supposed to take them, bro. Make them feel embarrassed. Like, don't, like, you know what I mean? But that goes back to responsibilities, being responsible. No one taught him. I tried to teach him to control his anger. Him being probably around his mother, you know, she probably goes off emotions, stuff like that. So he's probably not knowing how to control his emotions. So, yeah, there's responsibility to be a man or a young teenager. He needs to know how to horn and control that because he can mess up his NFL deals in the future or NBA. Because look what they did to Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley's track record was, he was a disturbed kid. He was a disturbed kid from D.C., this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But when he got to the NBA, it was complete 180. But since they heard about, out their program, they heard that he was a disturbed child in D.C., that dark cloud carried or followed him, but it wasn't on top of him, but it followed him. And people only looked at the dark cloud, not the person that's in the sunlight.
Right.
And that's why I try to tell the young boy, yo, bro, you got to control yourself, bro. Because if you messing up your opportunity, because those niggas, they might be in jail, dead, or working 9 to 5. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with 9 to 5s. But what I'm saying is your dreams that you're dreaming are
outweighs what they got going on.
So that goes back to your question, and hopefully I answered it. It was long-winded, but hey, that's why you got me here, because I do the most.
Doing the most.
Yeah.
You don't fail what you did. You don't fail. All right, right. Dang, y'all. That puts a lot into perspective. And that goes even into a lot of the stuff that we had already mentioned. The responsibility aspect of it, the culture of it. There's very few times. What's the percentage of a fight actually breaking out after slap boxing? Isn't it like a over 80% chance that they're gonna end up fighting afterwards?
Nah, I used to slap box a lot. I ain't fight because it was a mutual understanding. Yo, we just slap boxing. It's out of the slap boxing is to show if you got hands.
Yeah.
To show that if you know how to fight. That's what slap boxing is. It's like, yo, it's slap box. I don't want to hurt you.
Right.
You feel me? So, and a lot of times you slap box with your homies. You don't slap box with a stranger because the nigga, we fighting.
Oh, yeah.
You don't go to a stranger, let's slap box. What? Nigga, I'm shooting you. I'm beating the fuck up easily. I'm beating you up. The fuck this slap box? Right. So, majority of the time, the times that I slap box, it was just, all right, bro, you got hands, I respect you. And we got a mutual understanding, we move on. I never see, shit. Please tell me how many slap boxes. You said 80%? That's
it must have been the cats in Rawway then, trying to be thugs and stuff. That's normally what ended up happening.
Damn.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so if the system is rigged, and let's say that it is, does that change what a man is accountable for in his own life?
Fuck, what the fuck answers your questions you hit me with, bro? You did not let me prepare for none of this shit. This nigga, we were supposed to.
You're right. I just told you general topics. You're right. I didn't tell you exactly what we're going to be at.
Ask the question again, man.
All right. So if the system is rigged.
Okay.
Hold on. Where am I? Here we are. If the system is rigged, does that change what a man is still accountable for in his own life?
Fuck, that is amazing.
Because I see this and I hear this a lot. what you see like Anton Daniels talk about, the black man victimhood mindset and stuff like that. So that's essentially what it boils down to. At what point do you become responsible if the system is holding you down?
All right, now let's talk about this, right? And
Okay.
We're gonna do numbers. High schools, my high school, let's say our senior class, let's just say 500 kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one high school. Then you had Elizabeth High School.
Yeah.
That had, I think, 4 or 5 high schools combined.
They sure did, yeah.
So let's say they push out, 2,000 kids. That's 2,500 kids.
Which is crazy because that's in one high school over here. But go ahead, continue.
Then now you have so many colleges.
Mm-hmm.
Every college probably has, let's say, a minimum of 2,500. Just one college. Nigga, and each state probably has 100 colleges.
Mm-hmm.
So just do the math from there. Then after you go from college, you got to go find a job.
Mm-hmm.
Then next year, there's a whole nother, let's say after all this, every year, let's say 2 million kids are being pushed out of college. 2 million. Where are all these jobs at? Especially
Right.
AI is coming.
Yeah.
Nigga, when I used to go to ShopRite, well, ShopRite is Kroger's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back in those days, there'd be hella people on the register. Now, self-checkout.
Self-checkout. They probably got 3 people on registers now. Maybe.
Where are people getting these jobs at? Then now you go, I think there's something that was going on. I got a parking ticket. Usually you look around, you're like, all right, if I'm running 2.5 seconds, I don't see nobody, I'm going to go.
You
Bruh.
good.
They sent the ticket to my house. So now the parking people are probably losing their jobs, or they don't have to work as hard because they just take a picture. Because they have
just
a
taking
pole.
pictures. Or they got cameras, sitting on
cameras.
some post that's
Yep.
looking in that direction.
Yep. So now you feel me? Now they're about to have cars that drive themselves.
Oh, the Waymos down here.
Yeah. No, it's not. This was in Vegas, but this is like.
Well, we got them
Vegas,
down
California.
here in Georgia.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. Where the fuck is that? I ain't getting that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I seen one time on social media. The guy was in his car. He was supposed to go to the airport. That shit just started doing 360 for like 15 minutes.
Oh, nah.
He's on the
that's kinda
phone with
crazy.
the company like, yo, your car is.
What y'all doing?
He couldn't exit, nothing. I'd have been through up. So, you feel me? So, I say that to say this. That's why when the lyrics come up, the music, where, oh, the scamming ass, that song, it's like, dude, everybody could relate to that. Because jobs are being taken from everyone. There was an episode of Good Times. The guy, he was a big corporate job. Let's say he was an accountant, right? He lost his job because they hired a younger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he was making $100,000. Back then, it probably wasn't $100,000. It was probably $50,000. But they're paying a younger guy $10,000. Yeah, they got rid of the old guy because it's paying him too much. So that's been happening for years, bro. So for a brother, because we're talking about black men or niggas, how can you provide for your family if the jobs scarcity is skyrocketing?
It's increasing.
Then you gotta remember, let's say if a person, you gotta remember it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you're not part of these cliques or anything like that, or whatever societies, it's probably harder for you to get a job.
Yeah.
And if you do get a job, you gotta create your own avenue. And sometimes it's hard to create your own avenue because people might have advertisement and money. They're seeing more to the masses than you. So it's so much for a person. And sometimes bills got to get paid. So how do you get the money quicker? You got to wait a week to pay this bill, or you got to sell this crack rock, rob this person, this, and this. I'm not saying it's right, but the system is
That's
the
just what.
system. So can I blame the person? Yes and no. It's kind of hard to blame someone, but hopefully my explanation.
You understand why they're doing it.
Yeah. And I be looking, I'm like, listen, which why I always tell people, hey, keep a gun on you, keep a knife, keep something on you just in case that person is hungry. Like Freeway said it, if my heat stop working and my heat starts working, if whatever the heating company cuts off the heat, but this gun
It's
works,
still up.
I'm going to have to go rob somebody to provide for my family. He didn't say I'm rich and I'm still going to rob people. No, he says I got to make sure my kids are good. So it's a lot. It's a lot, bro.
Interesting. Where do people where do the individuals caught in these in this type of situation, where, from your experience, talking to other people, if they are in this situation, where do they find solace? Where do they find peace? Does peace exist for them?
You know what? I always tell people I have my master's in YouTube University. I'm a psych major. I'm trying to get my PhD in TikTok University.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But where do people find their peace? There's multiple ways to find their peace, and I'm gonna tell you the most common ones: the liquor stores, the liquor, the bottle, the drugs. So, but the safest route is video games or a hobby. So I always tell people, if you want to unplug yourself from the system, go back to your youthful days. Go find something that when you were a kid or something like that always calmed you down. It could be a TV show, it could be a video game, it could be a shirt or whatever. Go try to remember that and try to go back to that. So let's say if you had a rough day at work and your video game that used to calm you down as a kid was Super Mario. Go play Super Mario when you come from work, even if it's 10 to 30 minutes. Just that hit of dopamine, you'd be like, all right, I could go back to reality now. So yeah, so there's multiple ways to find peace. It could be bitches, drugs, video games. You just got to find it and then make sure that you can handle it and then go back to being a responsible adult.
Interesting. I find that to be, well, let me put it like this. I find that to be a minor, or what do we call it? A temporary satisfaction.
Yeah.
For me, that's, and of course it's going to be different for a lot of people, but for me, that's not what I would call peace necessarily. And I say that because I live, this is from my personal experience. Of course, growing up, play video games, that was always my hobby and stuff like that. And then when issues came up, I played more video games. When I was in school and I was trying to, keep to myself, stay out of trouble, but also when things were tough, what did I do? Play video games, all that good jazz. What made me stop playing video games as much is, one, becoming an adult.
You started getting vaginas.
Shut up. No.
Oh God, I'm joking.
Oh man.
I'm joking.
But it started when I started to find real peace. And of course, I mean, this, Big Blue Reacts, culture and faith. I had to bring in the faith aspect of it. It's really my faith and understanding what Jesus has done, what God can do, and my ultimate purpose for being in this earth that allows me to have peace and to have joy, where I go afterwards that allows me to have peace and joy, understanding all the wisdom that comes in, reading the books in the Bible that gives me the peace. And again, this is from my experience with my Lord. Everybody's experience is going to be a little different. But when it comes to the whole responsibility thing, I then put things that were temporary satisfactions away because I found that peace, to now I'm becoming more productive, which allowed me to get farther in life because I've substituted that time with the temporary satisfaction has been removed. Now I'm doing more stuff with it. Hence, with the YouTube, I could have easily been playing video games for the past 2-3 years that I've been doing this YouTube thing. But now I'm building up something in, trying to get ahead of this system, get out of this system. Yeah. That's been broken, that's been holding people down. Not only that, the faith has also led me into avenues that if I stayed in those temporary satisfactions, I wouldn't have had these opportunities come up. And again, different for everybody. But it's a starting place, and I think a lot of people find what they call peace as just something that they need to keep coming back to. Now, granted, the faith is something that we keep coming back to, but it's not something that I need to go to church on Sunday because I'm just feeling distraught. No, I have the Bible to do that, to give me scriptures, to give me words that allow me to remember what it is that I'm here for, what it is that I'm doing, and the people that I'm serving. And then I have other people that are in the same boat as I am that give me that encouragement so that I can keep doing what it is that I'm doing and keep moving forward. But again, it's different for a lot of people, and that differs from person to person because, like we mentioned earlier, there's some people that claim to be of the faith, but they don't even crack open that book and really understand what the faith means. Because if they really did, I believe that a lot of people, if they knew what the word means and really sought a relationship with Jesus, then they would find that peace so that they can then move forward. Their minds would change and they'll be able to live this life a whole lot differently than what they did in the past. A lot of things that they find as joy, as satisfaction, of what makes them happy, they realize that it was just a tool that they use and find, solace, find peace in Jesus, who brings peace, and then be able to operate that time that was used to be productive. But I mean, again, everybody's situation is different. They're going to look at that view very different. But yeah.
And I get it, for all the people out there, I used to play checkers, right? Mm-hmm. I thought I was pretty good. Until this nigga right here. This nigga Blue used to kick my ass in checkers so many times.
Yo, wait, no, it wasn't. Come on, bro.
We used to play checkers on when you moved to Georgia. I used to send this nigga like a Yahoo messenger, like, yo, let's play checkers.
Yeah. Yo, I forgot that was a thing.
This nigga used to abuse me. I remember, I think we played, let's say 50 times. I beat him one time.
There was, yeah.
And I said, did you let me win? He's like, I was like, yes, you did. Bro. Man. So it was bad. It was bad. But I say that to say this. Now, finding your peace, you probably put down video games and you probably found this. But at the end of the day, you still found something that stimulates your mind and takes you out of reality and says, you know what, I can lose myself into this. I can find new harmony in this. Yes, I'm pushing a message within my faith, but this is your new piece. Now, some people are just stuck in their peace. This is what makes them be like, I ain't gonna go out and kill somebody, or I ain't gonna slap my boss. That's what, and you're saying it's a temporary thing. If it's temporary or not, they still found it. I'm not gonna knock people for doing it, because you know what I mean. Shit, my piece, shit. Music. You see the studio, you see these vinyls and stuff like that. You see the piano in the background. I had one of my boys play on the keys. That nigga disrespected the hell and almost pimp slapped the hell out that nigga on sight. Mind you, at that time, I had this keyboard for like a year or two. He touched the keyboard. He's like, "Oh, this is barely used." I said, "Motherfucker, what the hell? What the hell?" He was like, "Yeah, you barely use this." I'm like, "How'd you know?" "Cause this shit's stiff as hell." He's like, "Nigga, you could tell if this was used a lot, it'd been broken or something like that." I was like, "Damn, that junk's still brand new. I don't use that." But what I'm saying is, creating is my piece. Music, anything that involves creativity, and I believe that me and Apple need to sit down. Whoever owns Apple or any managers,
okay.
we need to have a conversation, because everything in here is Apple, but my phone.
But the phone.
I've been using Apple since the big computers. I remember when they introduced the colored back ones. And
back in the 90s.
Yes, and I've been using Apple ever
since then.
So I say that to say this: I lose myself inside the music. Even if it could be music, audio book, whatever. If whatever can help me say I don't feel like pimp slapping my boss, I run to it. Whatever. Listen. So whoever people's piece is, please. As long as it doesn't really harm you and other people.
Other people. Okay, I was just about to say that.
Because if your piece is to play video games for an hour or two, go do that. Because some shorty be like, "Oh, what are you doing playing video games?" Girl, he might need that video game, or he gonna slap the shit out of somebody. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm gonna bring something back again. When these people be having these mass shootings, are they listening to Lil Wayne?
That's a good question.
Are they listening to hip hop culture? I was gonna say this on my podcast, but fuck it, we here. There was one dude, right? He's in jail. Yes, he's a big homie. He had I think it was Rico or whatever, but he had 4 bodies. He killed 4 people, and he's doing like triple life or whatever. I said, you only caught 4. The mass shooter, I don't know if he was a transgender. I don't know what he was. But he killed more than 4 people. I don't think he was listening to the Carter 6. So that's why sometimes I'll be like, they want to blame our culture. Hey, listen, you could blame, I don't want to say our culture. They just want to blame people that look like me and you for what's going on in the world, when it might help you, but I ain't gonna blame it like it created it.
Yeah, like it's yeah.
That's how I stand. Yeah. I'm not they're not the creators.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, hopefully I answered all the other questions. But
I definitely rock with that.
Peace. We love the peace, bro.
All right, I bet. So this is some relatable, off-topic stuff.
Strippers, yes. Strip clubs.
Oh my God, no.
Strip clubs and dollar bills.
No. Oh gosh, man. All right, so where was I? See, you made me lose my place.
See how you blame me, not being responsible. You blame
me.
You see? Do you see how easy it is to blame someone? Accountability, brother.
All right.
You're supposed to have these notes memorized. When I go on my podcast, I memorize everything.
Fair enough. You got me. All right, so These are off topic stuff.
Yeah.
Just trying to ease things up
Take
as we
your
come
time,
to an
nigga.
end.
Take your time. Ain't no rush.
What's something that you do for your family that nobody online ever sees?
I deal with these motherfuckers. What the fuck? The fuck? No one sees that I deal with them. I could just easily trap myself in here and just vibe out, but I'm like, let me go help these people out. Because sometimes, like, people, I do stuff, I be like, yo, dude, there's a manual. Or sit there other than talking on the phone with each other, figure out this device. You feel me? But but on a more positive thing, something I do for my family that but not really being there, because like to me, like I said, I'm trying to I told you I got my I got my master's in psych from YouTube University. But I really be, there for my family, give them an ear, try to help them out. Because people come to me for, like, advice or just, an ear to give. As little as these ears are, I hear and listen to a lot. So, you feel me? Really just being there, giving people their time, because that's very important. I think that's a love language. So, I give my family my time. Shouts out to my little nephew. He's a Leo. He about to be 2. When do people stop counting kids' months?
Bro,
my
I
kid is
stop
20
as soon
months.
as they hit 1.
Thank you.
It's over with. We done with the months thing, bro.
Yeah.
He's 1. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, man. Don't give me no 15 months.
Yeah.
Said, bro, get out of here, bro. What's wrong with you? Just pissing me off talking about stuff. I mean, yo, get out of here.
Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? So yeah, like my little nephew, you feel me? Like I be bothering him and shit like that. And like I said, he just wanted to be picked up. Cause I was like that when I was younger. My brother told me, he was like, nigga, and once I got to like, I think 60 or 70 pounds, he was like, I can't pick you up no more. I was like, God damn. So that's how my nephew is, you feel me? So like I said, it's just time. I give my family time, and a lot of people know that, but now they do.
Yeah. Good job. You do good.
How about you? How about answer your question?
Oh, snap. I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah. Other times I be letting you slide. You ask me a question, I'm like, nah, nigga, I want to hear your side now.
What's something that I do for my family that nobody online ever sees? I pray for them often. You do a lot better than I do in that aspect. Even for my immediate family, because of the grind in YouTube and then still having to work, because this definitely is not my full time.
Yeah.
This takes up a lot of time, and I had to put in a conscious effort to spend time with them. And because of YouTube, it really puts my extended family, like my parents, who's an hour away from me,
Sheesh.
and my sister, they see me barely every month. So
Shit.
it makes and I hate that. I hate that a lot. I plan when YouTube does take off, I plan on definitely moving a lot closer so that, these times cannot happen. It'll be much easier drives for them. It'll be much easier drives for us, to a point where it's like I can stop by for the day and I feel like I have to stay for 3 hours because I drove an hour type situation. But needless to say, I do they do get the back burner because of that. And that's clearly a priority, conscious choice that I've made, and I definitely need to make some adjustments to that. But outside of that,
I get the prayer part, but fuck what the fuck you just said, because that just pissed me off.
what you mean?
Those niggas live an hour away.
Uh-huh.
Your mama and your daddy retired. Them niggas can get the fuck up and drive to you anytime. Now your sister, younger sister, I get that. You know she has a life, but your the grandparents can come sleep over for a week.
Hey man, go tell my pops when you see him this weekend.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't want to do that shit. So.
But I'm not going to. They did pull up during Memorial Day. It
Yeah.
was kind of crazy. Like I was just chilling, wasn't planning on doing nothing. It was my day. I didn't even know I had off because I'm normally looking for the overtime at work. And they was just like, nah, y'all are all off. I'm like, I bet. So I was spending the day cleaning up the house and all that good jazz. And then my mom just called me up and she was like, yeah, we gonna come. I'm
See,
like, oh,
that's how it's supposed to be. Because you are now the parent. They're the grandparents, so they got to pull up on you. Don't. To me, I'm just telling you, don't feel guilty. Like, oh, I didn't see them. Like, no, you're doing what they were doing. They know what you're going through, so they should be like, you know what? Let's go pull up on him because I know what he has to do. You have one on the way, and you already have one now. That's like 2 or 3. So they should already have that mindset that being responsible. That should be like, yo, let's go see him. Does he need some help? You feel me? Let me spend the weekend. Cause you know what I mean? Shit, nigga, like when my grandma used to be alive, bro, she would spend, let's say, like 6 months at our house. Then all the grandkids, she'll babysit all the grandkids while everybody goes to work or you know, sleep or whatever. So it'll be like 18 kids out the house. We watching each other while she's, you know, overseeing everything. Cause she understood, hey, listen, I'm grown. I got time. Let me watch my little ones. So, yeah, your folks should be every weekend. Should be like, yo, what you need? That's how I feel. It's not you should go out there because what's out there when you get there? You going to just chill at the house bored? Like, no, come to my house. My kid has her video games, their TV, their food. We can't forget nothing because we're home. But if I go to you and I forget, fuck, I got to drive an hour back or whatever. No, come the fuck over here. It's a house. I don't live at a crack house or anything. That was a house has electricity, whatever. Come pull up over here. What the fuck? But I get it. But you pray. But I just didn't like that.
Nah,
you feel guilty for not pulling up on them. Don't feel that way. Don't feel that way. But I can't tell you how to feel. But I'm just telling you.
Nah, you're right. And normally I do say that. I'm normally just like whatever. But every time when I think about it, I'm like, man, I haven't seen them in a minute.
Yeah, shit. I even tell them, listen, here's $50. I know it's not the money, like, or just use guilty conscience. Hey, your granddaughter want to see you. Okay, I'm coming. Like, come on, bro. Like, you live an hour away, bro. Granted, I don't know where the hell you live, but I know your folks. I think you used to live in Lawrenceville. I don't know. Georgia is just big as fuck, bro. Hey, if we was to convert where you live in Georgia and the proximity of Jersey, you probably live 15 minutes. Because you know Georgia's not is stretched out.
I wasn't, would not be that much farther.
Yeah, because I remember to go to a liquor store in Georgia, it took 15 to 20 minutes.
Yep.
To go from, let's say, the north to the other side of the north, 30 minutes. But if it was Jersey, probably 5, because y'all roads are long, hella farms. That's why I love Georgia. It's Jersey. Florida used to be my second home. Now it's my third. Georgia's number 2. But y'all roads are too goddamn long, bro. And ain't nobody got time for that shit. So I don't know where I'm going to take my talents. I'm still figuring out where I'm going to take my talents. When I do make the announcement, LeBron, you thought your shit was a big announcement. Mine's going to be bigger. All right. I'm joking. Ain't gonna be that bad.
Amen. But we paying for every situation, bro. Everything that's going on, everything that we working on.
Facts.
Yeah, bro. So and before I forget, there was a video that you did want to bring up. So let me go ahead and bring that sucker up real quick. I'm over here forgetting. Let me see.
I was just about to bring that up. I was gonna say, fuck the video. We could just go off the whim. Because we could just go off the whim real quick.
Yeah.
So there was this guy named Anton, and he was on the show, the 5150 show, And Corey Holcomb is the host of that show. Craig Fax and Darlene Ortiz are his co-hosts. Now he brought Anton on.
That's my home, Anton Daniels. That's my. I was actually on one of his live streams at one point, but yeah,
See?
go ahead.
So, like, to me, I know how to separate Corey Holcomb, the comedian, from the Corey Holcomb himself. You feel me? Sometimes he says things and does things to get a reaction. Sometimes he's speaking real shit, and you could just tell the way he was programmed or taught or raised, he believes what he believes. So that's why you could go off to see how his co-host react and look like. They'd be like, okay, he's just capping or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So this particular episode where Anton came on, before the week started, like before the episode started, like a week prior, he was like, yo, this finna be crazy next week. So he probably put in his mind.
He already knew what he was
gonna do, how he's gonna get a reaction, how to get the views and stuff like that. So, and I'm there just watching as a fan. I'm like, like I said, I separate them two because I know, he might say some wild shit, and I'm like, dude, that was but I'm like, you know what? This is how he feels. So I don't want to say I accept it, but hey, that's who he is. But so this episode, I don't know Anton. Only time that I probably seen him was that time. So what he was going off of is like Anton really be praising the white people and all that. I'm like, listen, I always look at like, I don't think that white people, the Caucasians, are the person that's the only people that's pushing whatever system. I believe there's a whole bunch of hands that's pushing the system. It could be black, white, Indian, whatever. It's just not white. So white people might be getting the glorifications from it, but nigga, if you look at it, nigga, look at all the NBA players, niggas. Anything that involves physicality, mental, look at who made computers, who made GPS, who made super soakers, all this stuff. So, but I say that to say this, right? So Antoine is probably like 5'6", probably his body's not the strongest, so he's probably like, let's say 180, 200. Corey Holcomb, he said he was a basketball player, so they say his calf muscle was like this big. So Corey Holcomb's probably like 6'3", 6'5".
Right.
And he's probably up there in like 2 something. So he goes off on some shit like, yo, Anton, denounce white people. Tell them, like, say white people suck or something like that. He's like, why would I just say that out of nowhere?
Right.
And Corey Hogan's pretty much telling him, because you're on my show, just do it. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So you pretty much sucking white people's dick. He's like, what? I'm sucking white people's dick? Then Anton was like, you know what? You're rooting for black people so much, you're probably sucking black people's dick. Wait, what? You said I suck dick? Wait, come on, move out the way, Darlene. Say I suck dick again. Say I suck dick again. But I'm looking like Antoine is just repeating what you just said to him. But you don't like that, though?
But he don't like, and he pointed that out.
And I'm looking like, I was like, see, Corey, this is one of those things, what you try to be was a bully. Now, and I'm looking like that's kind of corny, because I'm not saying Corey Holcomb wouldn't have done that to a more gangster nigga that's probably a shot to kill or whatever. I'm not saying he wouldn't have done that, because if he would have listened, he'd be like, I would have done that to a gangster killer ass nigga. You know what that's going to make? That's going to bring law of attraction. There's going to be a gangster ass nigga that'll be like, do that shit with me. So I don't want him to come back and say, I'll do that. No, I'm not trying to do that to him. I'm not trying to have that energy attracted. But what I'm saying was, he knew who he could pull that shit off with. And I didn't like that. So now and like I said, I fuck with Corey. I've been listening to Corey Holcomb before his show, the 5150 show. I've been listening to him as a stand-up comedian. Like, that's something I watch. So now I think he was wrong for that situation. I think he was a complete bully.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you watched the highlight of it before or online. Do you think he was out of pocket, or do you think he was a bully?
1,000%. Cause like, and that just goes back to what are people willing to do for the views, for the likes and all that stuff. That to me is a dummy low blow. And I'm the exact opposite. I watch Anton a lot. Like I said, I was on his podcast one time. And I know Corey from this video and from a couple of his comedy sessions years back. And then I'm like, oh, snap, I didn't know that he had his own show and stuff like that. So that caught me off guard. And then when I seen this, I'm like, hold on, this is the same guy that I knew was a comedian. Like, I know comedians are like straight jokesters, but this is like, come on, bro. Like, you making X amount of dollars, you doing this, you doing that. You acting like some dude that's like from the street that, you know, you ain't got no sense. You don't got no, I don't know.
House training.
Training. You just going off
rational.
the chuck. And then when somebody like you said, somebody directs it right back to you. And and now you looking like you trying to scrap. And it's like, bro, what's going on here? It literally threw me off when I saw this video. And I know Anton I didn't know that he was going to stand up to him like that. I know Anton's not no punk.
Yeah.
And he definitely stood his ground, but it was like, yeah, for Corey to be doing all that, that was very distasteful in my mouth. It left a sour taste after seeing him for however many long years that I last saw him. And it's like, bro, this is the stuff. To me, that's like, this is the stuff that you're doing. I ain't watching. I ain't even watching your stuff if that's the case.
Yeah.
That's an immediate bad impression for somebody that's just coming in and, you know, just hearing about him. So, I'm not like that type. And, you know, of course, me being the way that I am, I'm not for that type of behavior. I'm not down for that type of reaction. I think if you want to get a reaction from somebody, you ask them specific questions. You know, which is what he did, but I don't know. Maybe just overall, just trying to get a reaction by that method. It to me, that's not ideal for somebody of his caliber, for somebody of his class. That was unnecessary. Unnecessary. And then on top of that, the reaction that he had when Anton tried to bring it back to him, it's like, bro, what is this? High school? This is high school nonsense that we're doing right now. I'm sitting here pissing you off and getting you upset, and then the second you do it back to me, now you upset, now you tight, now you ready to fight. And stuff. And it's like, bro, what are we really doing here? Yeah. And it got to a point where, like, to me, it just felt like, or at least the conclusion I came to was that he's trying to keep pressing this so that it could go viral. Because I refuse to believe that he's really doing this right now. It's insane to me. Yeah. Nah. And Anton, I mean, like I say, he held his ground. He you know, kept that same energy. He wasn't gonna get punked, and he was also not gonna say anything that was, you know, outside of what he would normally say on his channel, on his podcast, anything like that. But he sure ain't gonna back down and have nobody sit here talking and trying to tell him to do this and to do. Yeah. He way too much money to sit here and have somebody tell him what to do. Nah, man.
And that's the crazy part. Like, Anton came with security. And you gotta remember, you gotta think about that. Now you're in someone's house or environment. Now the security's probably feel uncomfortable now because you don't know what guns they got up there.
They trying to figure it out.
Like, you know, shouts out to RIP to Laylo. That's the person that was like that owned the Corner County before they died. Laylo. They got Mac up there. Mac's still alive. Shouts out to him. But Mac would be having, like, you know, he's a real street nigga. He says he's a real street nigga. I respect that nigga because he's standing on business. But, you know what I mean? Like, he brings street niggas around. Yeah. So now you have a security guard that's like, yo, bro, there's upstairs, there's this. You don't know where people could come out of in a building.
Anything could pop
and now
off
things
here.
are getting heated. So now you're making your guests uncomfortable. You feel me? And now you're making the guests uncomfortable. You're making the security uncomfortable. It's like, because you know what I mean. For the most part, you try to make your when I have my guests come to my spot, bro. I make sure I let them niggas know, like, yo, bro, before they even come here, I already got to feel the temperature, like, yo, like, you ain't on some person, a loose cannon or whatever. So now when you're in here, you feel my vibes, you know that I'm not a loose cannon. So when you come here, you can be as comfortable as you want to be.
Right.
You feel me? Just know that you ain't nothing going to happen to you. But just know if you tried to do some wild shit, I will match your energy and probably take it even farther. But for the most part, we have this respect for each other.
It's just a matter of respect, and that's where did he say that? I think when he did a follow-up video just talking about the whole situation Anton was talking about, like, it's a matter of respect at that point. I'm coming into your podcast, I'm gonna respect you as much as you respect me. And it just goes as simple as that. I don't understand how we as grown men are not, going by that street code. Like, we grown at this point. Why we doing this type of stunt? It's
and not even just the street codes, because you know what I mean. Street codes, you know what I mean. Every shit when niggas say street codes, they're like, there's no rules. But for the most part, like,
okay,
sometimes it's so weird sometimes. But for the most part, as men, whoever wants to manipulate the street code, but as for men, like, yo, bro, I see you, I acknowledge you, you acknowledge me. Hey, you a man, I'm a man. I can fight, you can fight. We don't got to see who can fight unless it goes there. And I remember one thing, last thing I'm gonna say, because I don't really want to touch up on this in too much, but Corey said some dumbest shit to me in my eyes.
What he say?
He said, "You don't know a nigga that went to jail?" And so I was like, "No. How are you black? You don't know somebody that went to jail?" Probably he's not involved by that environment. Why do you have to know someone?
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as it's as simple
don't
as
matter
that.
if you're black or white. You don't know that person. You don't know that person.
What does that have to do with what we got going on right now?
That doesn't take the blackness away from you, because you can go back to the episode of Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That dude that he was probably to join the fraternity with, he was like, yo, bro, he said, dude, why are you holding me back like that? There's a system already doing that. You're supposed to uplift me and hold me back. But because you're not a brother, you're not from the hood. But my skin complexion is pretty much the same as yours. Why are you trying to do this to me, brother? And that's pretty much what that was. That was pretty much I just freestyled that, but that was the same thing. So that's why I didn't condone it. I still watch the show, but when I do watch it, I have to filter it. Like, all right, is he on some
You gotta
bullshit?
separate.
Yeah,
Go with the separation again. Interesting, man. Hey, yeah, that was an interesting situation. Definitely caught me off guard. But interesting nonetheless. I'm glad that nothing really popped off.
Because I'm glad that didn't pop off, anything like that. Because like I said, you don't want people to have that stigma, like, oh, I can't be on this nigga show.
Right.
Because like I said, he's still an entertaining person. Craig Facts. If you, let's say you want to keep, like, Craig Facts, man, that's why his name is called Craig Facts. That nigga be saying stuff that I've been studying for years. He be pulling up things from the Bible. He's an encyclopedia. He's Google. He's Google. He has so many great things memorized. He gives a great balance to the show. Darlene Ortiz, she gives another great balance to the show. Because some episodes when Corey's by himself or he's just with Darlene, the balance is off. Yeah. So not saying he's not but sometimes you might need people like that to balance you, to give a happy medium, and thank God for them. You feel me? So, but it's still a funny show. Yeah, I go there for comedy, talks about current event or whatever, so I'm not going to disrespect them. My show, Doing the Most podcast, is way better than that. So go on YouTube, on social media, go watch it. Doing the Most podcast. You dig?
We're going to have that in the link in the description.
I got to plug my shit in all the time. You dig?
All right. So one more thing that I wanted to bring up that I didn't bring up before in our conversation in regards to the system in life. anytime when I think about the system, I think about a conversation that we were in a couple years back, way years back. I think we were still in high school or just graduated high school, and I came to Jersey. It was when Archie's dad passed.
Okay.
And we were in the basement, and your brother was talking about the system. And the words that I remember him saying was that the system works, but the people that operate the system and those that are in the system just mess it up. I want to say that second part is verbatim, but I may be misquoting it in some areas. But essentially saying the systems work, it's just that people are people. How right do you think he was back then and now?
Okay. I don't think he said those exact things, but yes, it touches on what I said. The system works. Like when people are like, oh, Bill Gates wants population control and all that shit. That's the system. Like that's like a system. Like, or let's say, like like the Jewish people, you will see them, like they know the laws, they know the system, so they use that to their advantage. Now, for let's say people that don't know the laws, they don't know the system, it's to their disadvantage. So they have to do stuff to survive, rob, steal, and stuff like that. Other than knowing these certain things are meant for you to thrive in the system. So these people don't know the system, so they're losing. But the people that do know the system, they're winning. So that's what it is. The system's always going to be the system. It's going to thrive. But it depends on if you're in the knowing or you're not in knowing. What's going to happen, that's when the people lose or win. And which why it sucks.
So you would say a lot of people, they are just misinformed. They lack the knowledge.
They lack the knowledge, and they lack the knowledge, and that's why they have to go into a survival mode. They have to rob, steal, and stuff like that, knowing the system is here for you. It's for the people. But since you don't know, you are on the opposite side. You hear rappers, music. Let's just take rappers. Let's just talk about artists in general. They'll be like, yo, I signed a 360 deal. Or just like Paul McCartney when he was with Michael Jackson. He was like, yo, bro, yeah, the Beatles catalogs is up. Michael Jackson's like, word? What's the catalog? Yeah, this, you get this amount of money. Next day, I think he bought the Beatles catalog and a whole bunch of other ones. Paul McCartney's like, oh, well, you're my friend. Give it to me. Michael's like, nigga, what? I figured out the system. I called my lawyers, and I'm profiting off of this. You didn't have the money, didn't know what it was you did, but you told me the information. I capitalized off of it.
Right.
And what Michael Jackson did, when he started buying more catalog, he gave Little Richard his catalog. Little Richard stopped being an angry black man, became one of the happiest men you knew. He found his joy again. He found his peace because you know why? He could provide for him and his family. So, yeah, that's all it is. The system is the system. People know the system. They try to corrupt things, guide things, shift people's minds and stuff like that, and have them disoriented. And when you're disoriented, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to just wander and do what the fuck you want to do. And whoever misleads you. So the system is going to win regardless because it's going to thrive with you or without you. The system is a system. So yes, shouts out to my brother RP, my brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, that's all the questions I had. Do you got anything that you want to throw out there before we head out?
Nah, listen, man. Listen. I'm just happy that that I'm on this podcast. Like I said, I've been watching you. I've been seeing you do your reactions on social media. And I was like, yeah, man, this nigga's doing his thing. And then I started seeing like, oh my gosh, this nigga YouTube channel is crazy. Like, it's just, I was like, this nigga thrive. It's like he's taking it serious. And I've been telling myself, people show you who they are. Believe them. I'll be like, some people like, oh, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, I'm a singer. I'm like, all right, just give me the basics. Let me see the basics. Let me see your social media. Nothing but like pictures of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say if they have a picture of them, they could put a song like behind it or whatever. It's not their song. It's a Drake song.
Mm-hmm.
But you're an artist. Okay, let's say YouTube. You don't even have where's your song at? I don't know. You got to go look for it. How serious are you?
Crazy.
You
Right.
you don't even have the basics.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to have merch and all that. That's more advanced. That's more advanced. But just the basics.
Show
Where's
something.
where's your music at? Where's the talent?
Yeah.
So when people show you who they are, believe them, please. And it's a difference between listening and singing. You gotta know. So when I seen how serious you are, and especially, how serious I am, I understand YouTube shit. Listen, bro, like I said, I make the beats, the rap, sing, edit. That's just the music side. I even go to doing photography, videography.
I even know that.
Nigga, I do this.
Jack of a
all.
Renaissance band.
I do it all. So that's why when I be giving my time to my family, I'm like, yeah, bro. Because, nigga, I could just be stuck here. But I'm like, nah, let me go tap in. Let me take my nephew out. You feel me? Let me go talk to my mama and them. Let me go bother my sister. You feel me? Because, especially losing my brother, like, we spent a lot of time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I always told people, like, when we was young, because we have like a group chat, well, like a lot of my cousins and them like that. I was like, if it wasn't for my mama house, none of us would have been close.
Mm-hmm.
Our house was like the hub.
It was the hub, yeah.
It was because I remember my grandma watched
I saw
much all
everybody
the
else at your house, yeah.
So that's why when I look at the group chat, I'm like, this group chat should just be my mama's name or my house name or something like that, because I am the link for all these people to really know each other, because we might be blood, but that ain't mean y'all hung out with each other. I was the link, because I'm like, yo, this is my cousin, we going to this person's house, we gonna hang out, we built a relationship. So but yeah, so things like that. Listen, so spending time, man. Like, listen, man, spend time with your folks, and you don't want to grow up like, because I have some people that look like, I wish I spent more time with the person. I'm like, damn, how much time do you need to spend? You know what I mean, with the person. You feel me? So, but appreciate the time you with people. I appreciate you having me here. You know what I mean? Like, we might not speak to each other all the time, but. Like when you surprise me, like, yo, I have another one on the way. I'm like, God damn, I ain't speak to Blue in a while. I ain't speak to you in a while. And when your pops is here, you don't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
Like, I'm about to go to my aunt's house. I'm probably gonna see him there. Like, you know what I mean?
More than likely.
So, but like I said, but I just appreciate family. I appreciate a lot of people, and spending time is very important. Like I said, I'm happy that I got the opportunity to be on your podcast. I'm happy that you have gotten me here and helped me out to, help my mind, because sometimes it's good to bounce information off of each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you hang around with dodo brains, you're gonna have dodo brain conversation. If you have dodo brain conversation, you're gonna have dodo brain results. So sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's okay to just hang out with dodo brain, but sometimes you don't need too much dodo brain.
You ain't gotta be there too long. Yeah. Ain't gotta be there too long. Hey, man. I feel the same way, man. Like you said, we don't talk often, but when you hit me up and you're like, yeah, let's work something out, I'm like, I bet. Because not only is this an opportunity for, just to have another guest, have another open mind, somebody from, like we mentioned, different side of the aisle and a lot of things. we see that we have a lot of things that are in common. Mindsets are still in common, and we got some things that are different. But I mean, at the end of the day, these are things that I'm now learning and seeing more of my cousin that I barely talk to, but I haven't seen in a long time. But it's like, yo, we out here, we're able to have these conversations that it'd be tough to have with other people. And it's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut over here. So definitely glad to have you, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I don't think I have any other questions. Yeah, I did have another question but I would probably be for another episode. Am I allowed to be back here on another episode? You probably gonna look. You probably gonna be like, this nigga cursed 1,000 times.
You're gonna make me edit this crap a whole bunch, but
damn, I'm about to get. Yo, I didn't mean to. Nah, bro, we gonna get you some Chat GBT type shit that censors the curse words.
It censored all that.
Yeah, we gotta go find one because that's nigga. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
And as much as I try not to curse,
nah, man.
To me, man, shit, I did a pretty good job, bro. I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, man. It wasn't the whole thing. Yeah, there was some parts. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Nah. He's capable. Yeah.
I'm super capable because I be in environments I be in corporate buildings and environments that I got to be censored, but I got to think a lot. I got to think what I'm.
It's
about
an
to
effort.
Say. Yeah, I got to stop and like, all right, is this people friendly? And then I'm like, I can say it. But this time it was like I controlled it, so I did my. I didn't do my best, but I did good.
Hey, man, the important thing is that, like I said, this channel is to find the truth, seek understanding, and be the light. How the heck am I going to have conversations and understand people if I don't bring them in and if you was talking about, what old girl was talking about, drugs and shooting people up and all that stuff, but I already know what you're about, so
listen,
it's all good.
As much as I know about that culture and all that stuff, you feel me? It's life, man. Listen, I just try to tell people, find a balance. Find a balance, find a peace, find a balance. If you can't find a balance, choose a side. And if you choose a side, hey, listen, make sure you ain't on the other side of my gun. I'm just trying to.
And I'm pretty sure that's a bar you put in one of your lyrics.
I might have to, though. But you know what I mean? Just, gyms, healthy, just this. Just keep elevating. You feel me? So there's going to be a lot of obstacles. So listen, man, like I said again, I appreciate you. I'm going to be back. I'm about to think of some new topics, man. I'm already on episode number 2, bro. I'm episode number 2. I might pull up on around my birthday, might have another episode before then, because I'm a Leo, man, so you know how we giving it up. You a Libra, so yeah, our birthdays, you know what I mean, it's not too far from each other.
Yeah, man. So, it'll be dope. All right, then, as always, guys, like, subscribe, and hit that video. The link to my boy Demos is going to be in the description, so go ahead and check him out. Give him some love. Go ahead and like and subscribe and stuff as well. We're going to catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.